All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. Welcome to another live stream. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. All right, so it looks like Dell is making some big strides in the AI space. It's kind of it kind of reminds me of Intel, where they're kind of just trying to change their business model and fit into the AI environment. And most companies are trying to do that. They're not trying to miss out on the wave. But I think some good companies to pay attention to are these companies that have been around for a while, like Dell and like Intel. Now, I spoke about Intel before. It looks like they're trying to do their own foundry service within the U.S., create their own chips and things, GPUs and things like that. But recently, they just let go of their CEO, so I'm not sure how that's going to play out. And that's been if you've been watching my live streams, you know I've been talking about, okay, I want to build out a stock portfolio. I want to build out a stock portfolio. Uh, but right now, I'm totally in crypto. And the reason being is because I just think crypto provides the most upside right now. And I don't want to miss out on these gains when it comes to crypto. But after this year, I do want to build out a stock portfolio. Now, the one of the main stocks that I was looking at was Intel. But since they fired their CEO, I still think they're going to do good. But now I think it's just going to take some time to see which CEO comes in and if they do a good job and so on and so forth. Because the person that was the CEO before, he was an engineer, I believe, at Intel prior to being CEO. Like, he had a position at Intel before he was the CEO at Intel. So he kind of knew the ins and outs, and he was trying to he was going to deliver these AI chips that Intel's coming out with, and I still think they're going to deliver them. But once you lose your leader, it just takes some time to regroup and get things back together. So Intel's not at the top of my list, but I still think it's a good buy. Right now, Dell just received a partnership or did a partnership with NVIDIA, and we'll talk about that. We'll get into this article. I'm going to actually share my screen. But yeah, so they're making big strides, and Dell has been around for a while too. I remember back in the day, like right now, right now, everybody when it comes to laptops, everybody wants a Mac, right? But back in the day, I would say probably like 10 years ago, Dell computers were top of the line. And I still think they're a good brand. They've been around for a while, so they show that they have, sustainability. The company has sustainability. Let me share my screen. So I think it's a good buy, right? So we're going to read this article, and we're going to take a look at the chart and see where I think Dell can go in the next 3 to 5 years. All right, so it says, how are Dell AI upgrades transforming data storage solutions? All right, so it says, we recently published a list of 15 trending AI stocks on latest analyst ratings and news. In this article, we are going to take a look at where Dell Technologies stands against other trending AI stocks and the latest analyst ratings and news. And this is important, right? Because just a few months ago, everybody was talking about NVIDIA, and then I think NVIDIA is going to do good in the future, but you need to start looking for the next big play, right? And in my opinion, I think Dell is going to be that, and let's keep reading to see why that's the case. All right, so it says the AI boom in big tech is showing no signs of slowing down anytime soon. This past week, artificial intelligence was the key focus for the big five, which together are valued at more than 10 trillion. And I think they're referring to, like the Magnificent Seven. I'm not sure if they have a different group, but we'll check that out soon. Hey, what's up, Antonio? Doing pretty good. I'm on vacation. My last day at not my last day at my job. Last day for the year at my job was yesterday, so I'm on a 2-week vacation. But I go live every day pretty much, so it's not going to be any difference for me. But how about you, man? How are you? So stands against other trending AIs on latest analyst ratings and news. The AI boom in big tech is showing no signs of slowing down anytime soon. This past week, artificial intelligence was the key focus for the Big Five, which together are valued at more than 10 trillion. The reporting season not only highlighted the push these big tech companies are making in AI investments, but also demonstrated that they aren't afraid to take up any further than they already have. And this is true. So Dell's really not an AI company, but it's expanding its services to get into the AI space, right? And that's what companies do. Like for instance, when Facebook is a social media company, but once it heard about the metaverse, it kind of transitioned what they do. Not everything, but they kind of said, okay, we're going to add these services to our business so that way we don't get left behind. Because you see that with a lot of companies. For instance, Blockbuster, right? It was funny. There was I don't know if you guys watched the YouTube channel School of Hard Knocks. It's basically this guy that goes around and asks like these millionaires and billionaires how they made their money. And he interviewed the CEO of that once was the CEO of Blockbuster. Appreciate it, man. He once interviewed the CEO of Blockbuster, and I just thought about Blockbuster, right? Because back in the day, we were used to, go to Blockbuster to get movie rentals, game rentals, and things like that. But Blockbuster was one of those companies that kind of fell behind, and Netflix came in and took over. Now, I honestly think that Blockbuster had the opportunity. Somebody was saying they had the opportunity to buy Netflix for like a fraction of what it's valued at now, and they passed up on it, right? Because they're like, no way people are going to do this digitally. People are always going to want to come in and rent DVDs out and stuff like that. But, they just didn't see the future. And that's what happens to companies that don't see the future. They end up falling behind and they end up going bankrupt, right? Okay, so let's see what else. So it says previously concerns regarding the returns from substantial AI investments had led to negative investor sentiment and even trigger a sell-off in major AI plays. However, some results are demonstrating the AI investments may be worth the wait, right? And that's true too. A lot of people are like, oh, why are these stocks that are getting into AI, why are they not taking off already? Things take time, right? And if you have to wait 3 to 5 years for a good return, I honestly don't think that's too bad, especially if it's like a double or triple, right? You got to remember the average return when it comes to these indexes and things like that is like 6 to 12%, right? Probably more, in the middle, that 8 to 10%. So to double your money, it's going to take you close to 8 to 10 years, right? And that's if you get that really good performance. Which typically you do with indexes, but if you could get a double within 3 to 5 years, it's a good play in my opinion. So it says the AI theme's intact if you're the mega caps, as companies show that they can monetize their investments while maintaining existing profitability. As long as that infrastructure continues to be built, then we continue to be in a good place for the broader AI trade. All right, so it says, so let's see. Let's skip to the latest developments. Story continues. Do they talk about Dell here? So it looks like they're talking about the boom for article, blah, 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 blah. Okay, right here. Dell is an American multinational technology company that designs, develops, manufactures, markets, sells, and supports a wide range of comprehensive, integrated solutions, products, and services. The company offers the hardware and the infrastructure that support the deployment of scalability of AI applications across various industries. Now, it was very key, though. The CEO of NVIDIA said that Dell was one of the only companies that can offer this hardware and infrastructure and support. I know it says it here, but he actually said that, and I'm actually not sure if he said Dell was the only company in the U.S. that can offer, because I think Intel's working on it, but Dell's already doing it, right? So, and they have a partnership with NVIDIA, right? They had a recent partnership with NVIDIA. So, I think the companies that can offer the picks and shovels, right? You got to remember when people were digging for gold, A lot of people were selling the Wrangler jeans, right? You see the Wrangler jeans in Walmart and now, but like back in the day, you know, the tools, the resources that they needed to dig up the gold was a lot more valuable than the gold itself, right? It ended up being a lot more valuable. So plays like this that offer hardware and infrastructure that support the deployment and scalability of AI applications is going to be very huge, right? So these are plays that you don't want to skip out on or ignore. On November 1st, CRN reported that the Dell Power Max and Dell Power Scale have gotten big AI upgrades. The newest upgrades to the Power Max storage arrays give partners faster and more efficient input-out rates, 3 times faster connectivity through Ethernet, and the ability to back up petabyte worth of data per day, right? That's a lot. Petabyte. I think petabyte is like how many terabytes? Let's see. Let's ask. Intel sadly effed up their investment in AI, but it's a good moment to invest in Intel since as well. Yeah, I think so. I think Intel. Let's see what price Intel's at. So actually, I think Intel's a really good buy still, like really good buy. So I don't know. Maybe when I build out my stock portfolio, maybe I do half Intel and half Dell. But Dell's kind of, and they're kind of at the same market cap. They're around that. They're both around that 84 billion. The only thing, right, was the recent letting go of this CEO, which is it's just fine to be honest because the board did that. The board let go of the CEO. So that just means they care about the company. So, some could see it as negative news, but then you could look at it and be like, well, at least, they see that things are not getting done. So they're like, let's get somebody else in charge. But 84 billion. I think if they roll out their AI, their GPU chip, and they become a foundry service, and then also if they get a new CEO in there, I think they can, I think they could easily reach 300 billion, right? But it's going to take 3 to 5 years. But again, we were talking about, okay, again, not financial advice, but we're saying, okay, after crypto, you don't want to put your money back in crypto. So these are the plays you need to look at. It's nice and slow. You put your money in crypto. Maybe you get in Intel at 19 bucks. By the next bull market in crypto, now you probably double your money because Intel's at 40, right, or something like that. But let's see. What was I looking up? I was trying to see how many gigabytes, how many terabytes actually in a let's see, what was it, a petabyte? Right here, share. Oh, petabyte. Yeah. Petabyte in a petabyte. How many terabytes in it? There are 124 terabytes in a petabyte. That's a lot, right? So that's what they're saying that what Dell can do with their new with the new Dell Power Max and the Dell Power Scale. And you got to remember that's a big deal. Yeah, they could 3x in a few years if they get back on the run. Yeah, I think they can easily 3x, right? So think about that. So it's 300% on your money, right? So 300% on your money, you average on the S&P, what, like 10% a year? So it'll take you 10 years to close to doubling your money. This, I think, at 3 to 5 years, you see it at, $60 plus or back to its old highs. Obviously, that depends on, what they do as far as the CEO and rolling out these AI chips. But again, Intel's the only one basically doing it, creating those chips for the U.S. Like everybody else is using Taiwan Semiconductor, right? NVIDIA is using Taiwan Semiconductor. So Intel does have a very good advantage. I think it's a really good buy. And what I like about it, it's been here for so long, right? They're not going anywhere. The business will always be here. There's a need for Intel chips. Like I said, if you look at if you work at home and you have like a Lenovo laptop, check your Lenovo laptop. It's going to say Intel processing, right? So a lot of work, computers, laptops use Intel processing. And again, if you look at this chart, It's been around since the 1990s. Those are the kind of the companies that you want to you want to see. There's another company that I actually did an interview for. This was a while back. It's called Equinox, but they provide like fast internet and cloud storage and stuff like that. I don't know if it's Equinox or Equinix. Equinix. Yeah, Equinix right here. So when I did the interview with them, right? So, and I didn't really know much about the company, right, until I did the interview. But when I did the interview with them, it was like 2016. The stock was at 3 something. Now it's at like $900. If you don't know this company, look it up, right? But again, they've been around since, the early 2000s. So that's always something good to look at. Like before you go ahead and put a chunk of money in something, how long have they been around? If they've been around for a while, typically they have a good business model that brings in good cash flow that allows them to stay alive. So typically, if a company is able to stay alive that long, they'll go up in price, right? The stock market is a place where it goes up in price. If it brings value, it's going to go up in price. All right, so let's take a look at the Dell stock price. Now, again, the reason why I'm liking Dell right now more than Intel is because they have that partnership with NVIDIA. But who knows? Maybe I do like half and half. I'm hoping, and you see the market cap, right? The market cap is like really close to Intel. So it's like 80, I think Intel was like 84 billion and this is like 81. So, same value. I think, they have, depending on how they execute in the next 3 to 5 years, I think they have the same potential as far as, a 3 to 5x. I think both of them have a 3 to 5x. But I think they're both solid plays. They're 80 billion market cap, strong companies. If you look at their balance sheet, and again, how is Dell's financials, right? Dell's financials is strong. So let me move this. All right. How is Dell's financial? Based on the most timely and relevant research, Dell Technology recently announced its first quarter fiscal 2025 financial results. The results showed that the infrastructure solution revenue was 9.2 billion, up 22% year over year with record servers and networking revenue of 5.5 billion. So this is what you want to see. If you're going to invest in a company, go to an AI chatbot, ask them, how is their financials? I want to know how their financials are. If they're making money, most likely they'll go up, right? But that's just not the only prerequisite. They need to be serving a purpose, and Dell is going to be in the hottest space, which is AI, and then also Intel, right? Intel has strong financials too. Let's see. How is Intel's financials? Based on the research, Intel appears to be improving. So they just let go of their CEO and they still have good financials. This goes to show you that it doesn't matter. A lot of the times when you see headlines like, oh, well, the CEO just left, he's been there for years, and that does suck because now they got to find new leadership. But you look at financials, it says financials appear to be improving. The company reported better than expected Q3 revenue and Q4 guidance, which caused the shares to soar. And it did soar. It went from like $18 to $26. Now it's below 20, which I think is a great buy. And it's because the CEO, got ousted, right? Intel announced a $10 billion cost reduction to plan to increase efficiency and market completeness, which aims to achieve sustainable business model with ongoing financial resources needed to support. So they've always had a good balance sheet. You can't be around since the 1990s and not have a good balance sheet. It's just not possible, right? And that's what you want to see in a company. You want it to see it have good financials. Now, again, going back to Dell, I think Dell could be somewhere in the, if they've really become a key player in this AI space, I think they could be at least 400 to 500 billion in the next 3 to 5 years, right? And that will put it at $400 to $600. Again, another 3 to 5x, right? So again, not financial advice, but these are the companies you need to look at when you say, okay, I made this money in crypto or I made whatever. If you made your money in whatever, like let's say you had a business and you sold your business and you're like, you know what, I want to look at these paper assets. These are stocks nobody's talking about. Nobody's talking about a Dell. Dell's boring, but it could give you a solid double or triple. It's somewhere where you could put your money and you don't need to worry about it. You could go to sleep nicely knowing that, it's a quality company. They have a good balance sheet and you'll most likely double or triple your money, whatever you put in, right? Again, not financial advice. But all right. So Dell intrigues me. I like this stock, and I think it's going to be one of the stocks that I definitely most likely will add to the unless something changes, right? So again, like Intel, I'm still very bullish on Intel, but again, something changed. The CEO left. Now, do I think it's a cause for concern? No, but it's still, now I'm looking at Dell and I'm like, okay, well, they still have their CEO. I think his name is Michael Dell. I'm not sure. The CEO's name is like, his last name is Dell. But he's been there since inception, right? So they have that over Intel. Then they have the partnership with NVIDIA, and they're making strides. They're in the news, but it's one of those low-key stocks that nobody's really talking about. All right, I think that's pretty much it. I will go live tomorrow, hopefully. So I may cover crypto depending on what's taking off. Again, the stock market is not open on the weekend, so crypto is probably what I might cover. But I always cover different stuff, whether it's like financial tips, a hot stock that's out. Right now, the crypto market is just soaring, so that's why most of my live streams are about crypto, 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 right? I think it's a very good opportunity. And right now, I think it's a dip, right? Right now, where's BTC at? Give me a sec. BTC is at 97.4. So it's creeping back up to that 100K. I think once we head into the new year, it's going to look great for crypto. All right, Antonio, I'll see you guys. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow, and take care. Bye-bye.